Here's a quick tutorial on how to access your careers database. You'll be familiar with the logon screen here, which we covered in a previous tutorial on how to access your Prism Career Match report. So basically what we're going to do now is very similar in terms of the first few steps. We're going to click on View Reports. At this point you will start to see a familiar screen, because if you remember on the last training session we took you up here to be able to download your report. Well, for this section, to start your research about different types of careers, I'm going to show you how to access the full database. Now firstly, I just want to bring your attention to a few important pieces of information. These color-coded scores reflect your key quadrant dimension scores from your Prism Career Match reports, and you can use those in their entirety or in different stages to be able to sort of narrow down your search in terms of the careers that are most likely to be suited to you. I'll explain how you do that a little bit later on, but for now what you'll see is that when all of these boxes are checked, there are 7 entries, which basically has gone into the database of 860 and looked at what are the closest matches to my Prism Career Match report based on my behaviours. Now this does not mean that these are the jobs or careers that you should pursue. It just simply means at this stage that there are some good matches here, but we're going to expand that search a little bit later on so that you'll be able to identify not just kind of 1 or 7, but literally dozens of different types of careers where you are more likely to be suited to, you're more likely to enjoy, and you're more likely to perform well. But firstly, what we want to do is just get you to access the entire database. And to do that, it's very simple. You're just going to uncheck each of these key 4-dimension quadrant scores. And as you uncheck them, you'll see that this panel now has gone from 7 to 860. Now what that basically means here is that what you effectively have is the entire database of 860 different types of careers that is all alphabetically sort of laid out. So if you want to go straight to the bottom, just click and there you've got your Z's and your W's. But let's go back to the top. Now, if we want to conduct some specific research into a type of career that may interest you, then you've just got to scan through them, see if one sort of takes your fancy. And in this instance, we'll have a look at, let's say, actors. So for those of you who are interested in maybe a career in arts or theatre, what you can do is actually start to research a little bit more detail about what that career would involve. And to do that research, you just click on the actual role itself, and then you will receive, you'll get connected to this particular page where you can see these following different subsets. Now, this research enables you to understand the types of tasks that are most likely to be performed in this role, the types of work activities that you are most likely to do, the kind of knowledge that you require, the skills, the abilities, the work styles, and the educational levels. And so the way that you just conduct this research is to literally look at a specific career and start to kind of figure out, how you relate to some of these statements in terms of these key tasks. Would they look like tasks that you'd enjoy performing? Same applies for the work activities, same applies for the knowledge. And maybe use a notepad and a pen and just write down, what are the kind of things in your research that appeal to you about the different types of careers that you are researching. So this particular one, actors, maybe takes 10 minutes or so to do a nice kind of top level amount of research about the tasks, the work activities, knowledge, skills, abilities, work styles and education. And you can do this at your leisure. The platform is open 24/7, 365. So whenever you fancy kind of going through these different types of roles to do some research about them and learn about them, this is the way to do it. And this is obviously going to be very helpful as well when you start thinking about maybe narrowing in your choices and preparing yourself for an interview where obviously you know more about the job as part of your preparation before you go and see somebody that might be willing to conduct an interview with you. Okay, as usual, if you've got any questions, you know what to do. Just click your Coach Conversation button in the window. That's it for the tutorial on how to access and start researching.